Hello everyone and welcome to the fascinating world of botany. Today we are going to explore a truly remarkable aspect of the plant life, that is inflorescence. Far from just being random clusters of blossoms, an inflorescence is the plant's highly evolved architectural blueprint for arranging its flowers. From the vibrant clusters of a sunflower to the delicate spikes of lavender, inflorescences come in incredible variety of shapes and sizes. This organized display is not random. Rather, it is finely tuned evolutionary strategy designed to optimize the processes crucial for the survival, primarily for pollination and seed dispersal. Studying inflorescence helps us to understand the plant classification, evolutionary relationships, and remarkable ways the plants have evolved to ensure the continuation of their species. In this video, we'll explore the different types of inflorescence, learn how to identify them, and understand why they are so important in the plant kingdom. The arrangement of flowers into an inflorescence is not random. It is a profound evolutionary adaptation that significantly impacts a plant's reproductive success. Its biological importance primarily revolves around optimizing pollination and subsequent seed dispersal. An inflorescence is far more conspicuous than the single isolated flower. This makes the plant more easily detectable and attractive to a wider range of pollinators. Once a pollinator lands on inflorescence, it can visit multiple flowers in proximity, increasing the efficiency of pollen transfer for both the plant and the pollinator. In wind-pollinated plants, inflorescences like catkins or the spikes present a large surface area of exposed anthers to the wind, maximizing pollen dispersal. The stigmas are also often feathery and exposed to efficiently capture airborne pollen. In some specialized inflorescences like Hypanthodium and Cyathium, the arrangement of guides the pollinator to ensure precise pollen deposition and retrieval. By grouping flowers, the plant can more efficiently transport nutrients and water to the concentrated reproductive zones, optimizing the development of ovules into seeds and ovaries into the fruits. Producing many small flowers in an inflorescence can sometimes be more energy efficient than producing a fewer very large solitary flowers, especially in terms of structural support and tissue development. The flowers with an inflorescence often mature and set fruit in coordinated manner, leading to a concentrated period of fruit ripening. This can attract seed dispersal or facilitate more efficient wind or water dispersal of many seeds simultaneously. The study structures of some inflorescences provide support for the developing fruits until they are mature and ready for dispersal. The incredible diversity of inflorescence types reflect the millions of years of co-evolution between the plants and pollinators, adapting to specific mode of pollination. Different inflorescences form allow closely related plant species utilize different pollinators or dispersal agents, reducing the competition and allowing them to coexist in the same environment. The classification of inflorescence is primarily based on the growth pattern of the main floral axis and the arrangement of flowers on it. The main categories are racemose, cymose, special, and mixed types. The racemose or indeterminate inflorescence. Here the main axis continues to grow. Oldest flowers are at the base, whereas the youngest are at the apex, that is acropetal succession. The cymose or the determinate inflorescence. Here the main axis terminates in a flower. The growth is limited. Youngest flowers are lateral and are arranged in basipetal succession. The mixed and special inflorescence are the variations in how the flowers are arranged on the plant, deviating from the basic racemose and cymose patterns. The mixed inflorescence combine the racemose and cymose characteristics on the same floral axis. while the special inflorescence represents the unique, often highly modified arrangement. A racemose inflorescence is a type of a flower cluster where the main stem, that is the peduncle, continues to grow and produce flowers along its length, rather than terminating in a single flower. This results in an unlimited or indeterminate growth pattern, where the oldest flowers are typically at the base and younger flowers develop towards the tip. The key characteristics are the apical meristem of the main axis remains vegetative and continues to produce new flowers. There is no terminal flower to halt its growth. The flowers mature from the base upwards. This means the oldest flowers are at the base of the inflorescence and the youngest flowers or the buds are at the apex. This ensures a continuous supply of the new flowers. The flowers are borne on the sides of the main axis, either with the stalks, that is pedicellate, or without the stalk or sessile. The primary axis maintains its dominance and continues to grow, that is monopodial growth. Now let us see the different types of racemose inflorescences found in the angiosperms. The first one is raceme. Here, the main axis is elongated and bears pedicellate flowers, laterally in acropetal succession. Examples are mustard and radish. The second one is panicle. Here, it is a branched raceme where the main axis bears lateral branches that are themselves racemes. Example is Mangifera indica. Spike is like a raceme, but the main axis bears sessile flowers, laterally in acropetal succession. Example is Acheiranthus. A compound spike has a branched spike where the main axis bears lateral branches that are themselves are the spikes, that is spike of spikelets. Example is wheat, that is Straticum aestivum. Catkin or the ament is a pendulous spike that usually bears a unisexual sessile flowers and are often falls off as a single unit after flowering. Examples are mulberry, acalifa, etc. A spadix is a splashy thick spike bearing small sessile unisexual flowers. Male flowers typically above the female flowers. Enclosed by one or more large, often colored bracts called the spathe. Examples includes Musa and Colocasia. Corim, the main axis is short and the lower flowers have longer pedicels than the upper ones, bringing all the flowers to approximately the same level, creating a flat-topped convex appearance. Example is Caesalpinia pulcherrima. A compound corim is a branched corim where the main axis bears lateral branches that are themselves corim. Example is cauliflower. In umbel, the main axis is shortened and all the pedicellate flowers arise from a common point at the apex of the peduncle, resembling an umbrella. Often there is a whorl of bracts or the involucre at the base of the pedicels. Example is centella. A compound umbel is a branched umbel where the main axis bears primary rays or peduncles that terminate in smaller umbels or umbellules. Example is coriandrum. A capitulum inflorescence, also known as the head inflorescence, is a type of flowering structure where numerous small stalkless flowers or the florets are densely packed onto a flattened or slightly convex receptacle, creating the appearance of a single flower. This type of inflorescence is a defining characteristic of the family Asteraceae. A whorl of bracts or the modified leaves called the involucre often surround the base of the capitulum, providing support. In Asteraceae members, the capitulum contains two types of florets. Ray floret, often petal-like and found at the periphery, and disc florets found in the center. The examples include sunflower, marigolds, dandelions, cosmos, zinnia, etc. The Cymose inflorescence, also known as the determinate inflorescence, is characterized by a limited growth of the main floral axis, which terminates in a flower. This means the main stem stops growing after producing a flower at its tip. The new flowers develop from the lateral buds below the terminal flower, resulting in an arrangement where the oldest flowers are at the top or the center and the youngest are at the base. This arrangement is called as the basipetal succession. Now let us see the different types of cymose inflorescence found in the angiosperms. The first one is the simple cyme or solitary inflorescence. It is a determinate inflorescence which consists of a single flower. It may be terminal or axillary. Examples are terminal in trillium and axillary in hibiscus. Monochicial cyme, also known as the uniparous cyme, is a type of cymose inflorescence where the main axis terminates in a flower and produces only one lateral branch at each node, which also terminates in a flower. This pattern of growth can create a zigzag or helical arrangement of flowers. It could be helicoid or scarpoid. In helicoid cyme, the lateral branches develop on the same site, forming a coiled or helix-like structure, as in case of Hamelia. In a scarpoid cyme, the lateral branches develop alternately on opposite sides, giving a zigzag appearance, that is, as in case of Heliotropium. A dicacial cyme, also known as a biparous cyme, is a type of cymose inflorescence where the main floral axis terminates in flower, and two lateral branches develop from the base of that flower, each also terminating in a flower. This pattern of branching with the two secondary axes is the characteristic of the dicacial cyme. Example is Jasminum. A compound dicacium cyme is a cymose inflorescence where the main axis terminates in a flower and the two lateral branches develop from the base of that flower and each also terminating in a flower. These lateral branches can often repeat the process, producing further branching resulting in a compound structure. Example is Clerodendron. A polycacial cyme, also known as multiparous cyme, is a type of cymose inflorescence where the main axis terminates in a flower and the multiple lateral branches arise from below the terminal flower, creating a branched structure. These branches in turn may also terminate in flowers, and this process can repeat, resulting in a complex, often rounded arrangement of flowers. The oldest flower is typically located in the center of the structure. This can be seen in Nerium. The inflorescences that do not show any of the development pattern types are classified under the special type. This includes Cyathium, Hypanthodium, and Synanthium. A cyathium is a unique type of inflorescence or a flower cluster found in the genus Euphorbia. It appears as a single flower-like structure but actually composed of multiple or highly reduced flowers. The cyathium is characterized by a cup-like involucre formed by fused bracts surrounding a single central female flower and several groups of male flowers. The cyathium is considered as a pseudanthium or the false flower because it mimics a single flower while being composed of multiple individual flowers. A hypanthodium is a specialized inflorescence or the flower cluster characterized by a fleshy halo receptacle that forms a cavity with a narrow opening called the ostiole. Inside the cavity, the flowers are arranged in a specific manner. The male flowers are typically near the ostiole, while the female flowers are located towards the base. The ostiole allows for the entry of specific pollinators like wasps that facilitate pollination. This structure is primarily found in the genus Ficus. A synanthium is a specific type of inflorescence, a cluster of flowers on a plant found in certain species, notably with the family Moraceae, and the genus is Dorstenia. It features a fleshy open receptacle shaped like a circular disc. The receptacle bears numerous small, typically unisexual flowers. The pistillate flowers are located in the center, while the staminate flowers are arranged around the periphery. The receptacle is typically has margins that curve slightly upwards. Dorstenia species are the classic examples of the plants with synanthium inflorescence. The mixed inflorescences exhibit a characteristic of both racemose and cymose types. Often the overall arrangement is racemose, but the individual cluster or the branches within it are cymose. There are two types, one is thyrsus and another one verticillaster. In thyrsus, it is a type of inflorescence which is a cluster of flowers characterized by a central indeterminate main axis and determinate lateral branches. Essentially, it is a raceme of cymes. This means the main stem continues to grow while the side branches have a limited growth period and produce flowers. Examples are ocimum and anisomalis. A verticillaster inflorescence is a specialized type of inflorescence primarily found in Lamiaceae that appears as a pair of opposite condensed cymose inflorescences or the cluster of flowers appearing as a whorl around the stem. It is not true whorl, but rather two cymose clusters originate from the axils of opposite leaves. In conclusion, the diverse array of inflorescence types from simple solitary flower to complex compound structures like panicles and thyrsus highlight the remarkable evolutionary adaptation plants have developed for successful reproduction. These arrangements are not merely aesthetic variations but serve crucial ecological roles, influencing pollination strategies and seed dispersal and overall reproductive efficiency. Understanding the different inflorescence types provide valuable insights into plant taxonomy, morphology, and ecology. By optimizing the display of flowers and the presentation of reproductive organs, each inflorescence type represents a specialized strategy to maximize genetic exchange and ensure the continuation of the species with its specific environmental niche.